This is Assassin's Creed Origins. We're here on Xbox Series X taking a look at the, well, next-gen update to the game. So be sure to like the video, subscribing is great as well. So what are we getting here on the Series X? Well, this was more of a focus on providing us a 60 FPS experience, so it's automatically applied, and this is a next-gen aware offering. So it's just going to be improving the game while not really adjusting anything too in-depthly behind the scenes. So this did actually have a dynamic resolution scaling system that should go all the way up to a native 4K. On the Xbox One X, it usually would sit around 1800p, but it did actually have the potential to go up to a native 4K, so it actually should be sitting quite close to that most of the time. Keeping in mind that, you know, when action and stuff goes on, you might see the dynamic resolution scaling get a little bit more aggressive. But for the most part, I think this looks absolutely fantastic. Now, I am a little bit at the beginning of the game here because when I reviewed the game, I was given a code for PlayStation because, well, they didn't have Xbox codes at the time. And I did eventually get an Xbox code, but I've been waiting to actually dive into this with perhaps some streams and whatnot on the Xbox side of things once this update dropped. So yeah, you get the 60 FPS, you get a 4K resolution scaling system that goes up to native 4K, and you get HDR support, which is quite spectacular. So this is a visually impressive offering. This was when they really revamped the Assassin's Creed franchise in many, many exciting ways. That being a complete redesign towards a more RPG-esque of experience, and I think that really helped retain the original style, while also greatly changing the scope and design of what Assassin's Creed could be. Really, really large maps that just go on, and then there's like all this DLC that expands things further. It's a huge game. You can spend probably hundreds of hours playing it, just like all of the other Creeds that followed it, including Odyssey and also Valhalla, which there are videos for on the channel as well if you need to see how those ones are running. But yeah, it's kind of a more RPG-focused thing where you get different weapons and gear and improve upon things, day-night cycles, lots of creatures you can come across, your trusty eagle to assist with different scenarios that you come across as you play, and just a very, very well done experience that I think offers a lot of things for you to do. It's really well done, and it's quite beautiful, capturing the feeling and the essence of, well, Egypt, actually. So I really love, like, the Egyptian historical period. I love the architecture, the pyramids, the buildings, the setting, like the sands and everything like that. Are you an enemy? I feel like I'm just killing everyone. And you're kind of just thrown into the mix of it, and there's like chariots and big areas and temples and places for you to visit. It's really, really cool. You've got this really memorable lead character that's stuck in the situation. And there also is a bit of a modern type aspect to it in terms of, hey, you know, there actually, did we conquer this area yet? I think we did. Let's go take a look and see. Well, no. I think if we go do the objective, that would be fine. I'm trying to show off like city and combat and stuff like that. But, you know, this one really did have some neat mechanics, gameplay, and storyline for you to enjoy as you went along all these different spots. And there was a good sense of density within the buildings, like the little towns and everything like that. You can go into these temples, like I was mentioning, and you can literally see like all these gorgeous hieroglyphics across, you know, the ceilings and the walls and the carvings. It was really, really cool. My first experience with this was actually at, I think it was PAX West 17. Ooh, that was a long time ago. And yeah, I actually got to do some really early gameplay capture on this one to showcase it. And I also remember this one being a big highlight for the Xbox One X when that was coming out, because it was really showcasing just what they could do with that upgraded console. So I thought that was spectacular. And I like the idea of this whole like eagle mechanic and stuff. I mean, obviously it's nothing really specifically new for Creed, but I think they did a really good job on advancing a lot of the mechanics and gameplay that made the Assassin's Creed series so good. And to have that 60 FPS now is spectacular. I'm really hoping they continue on this trend of improving, you know, the Assassin's Creed games. Hopefully we get to see, you know, some other ones kind of get that sort of improvement. I'm trying to knock them off the cliff. I guess we're going to have to get into it just to fight. Because I would love to see some remasters, especially some of the earlier ones. I'm looking at Syndicate and Unity. I think getting remasters of those ones would be spectacular just to keep them kind of up to date, if that makes sense. Because it's great that there is a play of legacy for these Assassin's Creed games, and they continue to be exciting. But playing this at 60 FPS is just a complete improvement on the overall experience. Like, the feeling of the brutality, the combat, I think it really comes alive in some exciting ways with this. And it's such a worthwhile game. Like, if you've never played it and you've been waiting, you know, for this update, I think they've delivered on it and really provided you something that you can spend so many hours questing on. And then there's like some random quest type events too that can pop up, and you can keep improving your character. And then there's all the DLC stuff if you want to go even further. I mean, it's not necessarily to the degree that like the Valhalla and Odyssey are. Like, those ones are just like insanely large to the degree that some might say they're like bloated, but you know, this one does offer quite a lot to do. Like, this is when they really started getting just absolutely insanely massive. There we go. Teach you to cause me problems, that's for sure. Ugh. You gotta use those different abilities to your advantage. Some enemies a little bit tougher than others, because you know it does have the leveling system and everything in this, but it's not too hard when you're kind of starting out on this one. But you know, stealth and stuff still does exist, using the parkour to climb buildings. You're gonna see a lot more verticality when you go into like the larger cities and the larger places. And you know, it's all the Egyptian culture and stuff come alive in this one, and you can actually like stealth assassinate people, but it's also pretty cool to get out there and just start slashing and showing off the 60 FPS and oh, it's beautiful smooth action. What a great experience. Oh, I guess there's somebody up there. Can we go this way to get up there? I'm just trying to think about, I mean, I'm sure it's all connected, but I want to like leave the quest area or whatever. Look at this beautiful sense of scale. And there's also like boating and stuff, like you can go in the water. It's kind of amazing. I'm assuming, can I actually climb up here? I'm gonna see if I can climb up on this. Yeah. See, the work of an assassin is never quite done. I guess this is also a little bit more of like the origins. Can we actually get up through that? The origins of the Creed legacy. No, it's just kind of an enclave area. We're actually gonna have to go all the way up and around. That's annoying. But just the sense of scale in this one was so cool. Like, I remember when I was playing this, I was just like, this game is ridiculously large and expansive. You could just like completely get lost in doing this one. It is kind of amazing. And there's also more ways to kind of play with this Assassin's Creed, which I thought was neat. Like, you see me use a little bit of bow action, you get some different abilities, but you just really kind of like supercharge your character and get better and better armor and tools and weapons and gear. And I think that is, you know, really quite interesting as you have these new mechanics to play with. And it won't be for everyone, this style of Creed, but, you know, I think when you look at it, this is definitely the direction they're heading, and it seems to be very successful for them. But for me, I am just so happy that this Creed experience is now running as smooth as it is. I think that is such a pleasurable thing to be able to enjoy this one like this. And I think I'm definitely going to dive in a little bit more to the craziness that's going on here. Now we have to find side quests. That's exciting. Yep, that's the thrills of life, what can I say? Now there is another treasure somewhere here. I don't actually know where it is. Then again, I don't really necessarily care either, I suppose. Not the biggest deal in the world. That was one of the smallest, most unnecessary eagle-esque jumps I think I've seen in this. That is hilarious. It's like, why was that even necessary? Oh. Oh, hello there.
The spring, you got it back. Thank the gods. The farmers need this desperately. I'm very grateful.
Yeah, you can definitely tell this was meant for 60 FPS.
I'm glad I could help.
I wonder if down the road further we'll see, you know, this sort of experience go further, if that makes sense. Like, I wonder if in a gen from now we'll get like 4K 120, or if this could very well be the last console update we see for, you know, these older Creed games. But then again, remasters, re-releases, I think legacy games are going to be a little bit more of a focus going forward. Okay, now I do kind of, I think this would be, I don't know if this would be faster. Let's fast travel to Simul right there. Show off a bit of the loading, because the loading is faster too. It's still, you know, you still get the classic Assassin's Creed sort of window into the world of the unknown, but it is faster. Yeah. So you can get to places a lot swifter. So this is... I want to start a quest, but I also want to look around in this area a bit. So we're gonna travel in here just to show off some of the more dense type locations. But there's all these like citizens doing their day-to-day stuff. Like seriously, like when I saw this, I was so impressed. Like the first time I played this game, I was just like, this is miraculously large. It's just unbelievably detailed and exciting. And I think they do some really great things with this one to advance, you know, the gameplay mechanics in really exciting ways, while staying true to the series. And it's gory, and it's violent, and it's filled with mystery too. You never know what's going to be happening. And I think they also really improved the parkour system in this one quite a bit. And it's like every Creed game, it gets a little bit more technically impressive, I guess you would say. Like, just look at that draw distance. And you can, like, you go out way off into the distance, and then the water, and the boating, and... yeah, this is a really ambitious Creed title. I know it took a long time for the 60 FPS update to drop, and I'm sure if you're watching this from a later point, you're probably like, oh, you know, it's just here, right? But, you know, they did announce this, like, almost ages ago for quite a lot of us, so it is exciting. Could you be faster on your assassination takedown there? And I don't know, I'm just really pleased by this is the biggest thing. This is the perfect excuse to go back and enjoy what this has to offer. Find and kill Madan. Okay. Always somebody to kill. The life of an assassin is a brutal thing. Well, thanks for ruining my attack here, you level 4. Okay, I need to actually relearn the dodging as I like get stabbed up. But these are the hieroglyphics I was talking about. They look absolutely spectacular.
Report.
I wonder if I can get like a really stealthy kind of thing on this one. I was thinking I could like sneak up on this guy. The brutes are a little tougher. I don't know why giant brute monsters exist to take up so much extra damage, but yeah, these guys can be a little bit of a pain. The real fun though is the like there's like crocs and stuff like that. And there's like these huge monstrous things you have to deal with. Like just absolutely crazy big like animals and stuff. Oh, there's flamingos. That's cool. Let's see. Guarding. There's our target. We actually... oh no, our target's down below. Okay, because I was like, did we run by our target? Like, that would have been a little crazy. Sometimes it helps to be stealthy. Although these guys are a little over leveled compared to me. So, very likely I will die trying to fight this thing. That's not to say an underleveled individual can't be a powerhouse in this world. Wow, okay. That's a bit of a problem. Ugh! No! I have died! And now we can see the loading for how fast it is when you die. That's exciting. So you do actually have to level in order to do stuff, but, you know, if it's too difficult, you can tune the difficulty levels as well so it's more accessible. Oh, and I should also mention there's this really cool, like, discovery type mechanic in this. So, I could keep fighting them and actually probably kill them eventually, but we'll just go do this quest. So there's a cool discovery mode, which is more of like an educational type thing. I like that they included that. Is that an arm? Is that just... That's just somebody's arm? Why is... That's a really big arm. Oh, are they... Oh, they're doing clay. Okay. I was just like, why is there just some dude's arm just sitting there? I was like, it's disproportionate too, but oh no, I get it. It's the clay workers and stuff. But you see all like the little small details. I always love that about Assassin's Creed. There's all these like little market things going on. And now you can run by them with higher levels of fluidity. It's fantastic. Hello there.
What happened to your
I take it you need me to do some kind of meandering quest.
They said the tools are in Camp Shetje.
Alright, let's go strike the anvil.
Who is behind this? He's in Camp Shetje.
Gives you a little bit of a quest, something to do. But no, I think they've done a great job of keeping the visual fidelity and the vibrancy of the world while just giving us something that runs just that much better. That's the biggest thing, right? Now we actually get full fluidity, we get action, we get adventure and excitement, and we get the full scope of the Assassin's Creed efforts here. Where are you at? There we go. We got new targets to kill. I don't know, it's kind of nice, and we've only been in like a pocket of this, but there is so much more to this world. Like, just crazy amounts of things to do. Such an improvement, I gotta say. It is always so nice when they go back and they improve older games. I wish more companies would do it, because there's so many titles I sit there and I'm like, ah. I wish this was like, you know, higher frame rate. I wish this looked better. But I will say it is definitely fantastic that they would do so for Assassin's Creed Origins, because I think the results here are quite splendid. I think this is definitely the way to kind of go, is just kind of doing these little incremental improvements. And I'm just kind of sitting here tantalizing the idea of like, or being tantalized by the idea of them possibly doing even higher down the road. Like, imagine just like bumping this up even further over and over time. I think that would be really exciting. But for now, I'm just very, very pleased with what we got here.
That's everything.
You know, this is exciting. This offers a lot of gameplay for you to enjoy. If you're a first-time player, you are going to have a great time with this. If you are coming back to Assassin's Creed Origins, you've got some unfinished business and stuff, I think this is a great way to experience the overall game, the mechanics, and the world. Because the Egyptian time period is so cool. Yes, I get it. There's a cool structuring over there. No, I didn't want to anger everybody. My bad, guys. I'm good. It's cool. It's cool. We're all good here.
Here are your tools.
I mean, I think even the texturing and all that look good too, which is nice. Choose the light bow. What is this? The mace? That's not really my thing. Choose the shield. Sure, why not? Whoa! Look who got themselves a bit of a shield upgrade for a nice rarity level. Although, I'm thinking our sword is quite antiquated. To go to the heavy blade or something like that. See, it's an RPG, you gotta get those weapons, you gotta get that gear. And I'm very much looking forward to diving into this a lot further. as Assassin's Creed Origins is a blast and a visual treat for everyone to enjoy. And now, it's got that fluidity to match.